can experience that deep connection with Devi Parashakti herself. There is a beautiful references in the Hindu scriptures on how when you connect with Devi Parashakti, it is the most easiest and the simplest way to connect because each and every one of us have the deep feeling connection with the mother, and it is very easy to connect with the mother. And in this segment, we are going to share with you the various aspects. See, why do we connect with the divine, and how the Vedic tradition is using the mother worship, the path of connecting with the divine as a mother, and making this path available to each and every one of us, because everyone will be able to connect with the Devi as the divine mother. Masculine and feminine, both consciousness have to be expressed equally by every human being to be enlightened. You may be in a female body, but that doesn't mean that the masculine aspect of the consciousness is not there. Each and every one of us have both the masculine and the feminine. When the feminine consciousness and the masculine are expressed equally, we experience that state of enlightenment. Until enlightenment, only masculine dimension expresses more than the feminine dimension. When the feminine dimension is awakened, you become enlightened. In the Arunachala Purana, it beautifully says, Devi, she does an intense tapas. And it says, when the feminine consciousness got awakened in her, she became enlightened. So even like for Devi, it doesn't say that when the masculine got awakened. No, when the feminine aspect of the consciousness got awakened, she experienced the oneness with Paramashiva, and then Paramashiva takes her as a part of himself, Ardhanari, and gives the beautiful darshan. And that's what happens on the day of the Kartikeya Deepam in Arunachala. Every year, the deity of Ardhanarishwara goes on a procession signifying this particular incident and happening. Now, each and every one of us have a responsibility to complete with various aspects like our Pitrus, our ancestors, and our Guru, Kula Devata, the nature, and each and every one of us have the responsibility to complete with all of them. Now, what are incompletions? Something that puts us in the space of powerlessness, somewhere where you feel agitated, where you feel frustrated, where you feel constantly, you feel like you don't have the ability to alter things in life, where you constantly feel things are going against you. What you want is not happening. You don't have the power to alter it. All these are powerlessness. And incompletions are nothing but powerlessness in our inner space. Now, incompletion in the 5 dimensions leads to misconstrued karana and karya, the cause and the effect, further leading to suffering and pain and calamities in the individual, personal, collective, and global levels. Now, being sensitive is being aware in gratitude to life. Everything from the air we breathe, the place we sit, the energy to feel that you exist, the energy to celebrate you exist. All this is being sensitive, is being aware in gratitude to life. Ultimate expression, the emotion that we can experience is being in gratitude to life itself. See, Swamiji so beautifully says, we sometimes complain we don't have a diamond ring, but we never appreciate that we have a finger to wear the ring. Everything that we have, even the life that you have, the very body that you have, the 2 hands that you have, the eyes, everything you can appreciate so much you have been showered. And when we remember what we have, rather than remembering what we don't have, you melt in that space of gratitude, and you know that you are constantly being taken care. Now, 43 energies constitute our human body. When all the 43 are integrated to Dharma, one becomes enlightened. Dharma, the cosmic motherly completion and sensitivity from the level of Panchabhutas, is the core principle of the cosmos. The Sanatana Hindu Dharma, the Kailasa's constitution, is based on the cosmic law. How the cosmos operates, all the Hindu nations operated based on dharma, based on the cosmic principles. So, when if the cosmic principle is non-violence, then the core of the Hindu constitution was also non-violence, because it was completely in tune. The country's constitution and the cosmic constitution were completely in tune. Now, awakening the sacred feminine is key to enlightenment. When awakened, a man expresses the sacred feminine consciousness, he becomes a great revered leader. When awakened, a woman expresses sacred feminine consciousness, she becomes Devi. She becomes a cosmic mother expressing powers and expressing that space of deep compassion and love and forgivingness, just having a deep passiveness to life, just being there for everybody, being a support for everyone and enriching everyone. That is what awakening of the divine feminine consciousness does to a woman. Now, when we look at the conscious, okay, let's understand what is conscious sovereignty. Conscious sovereignty is the key to awaken the sacred feminine consciousness. Conscious sovereignty, Swamiji so beautifully has explained in various satsangs about what is conscious sovereignty, how each and every one of us are Paramashiva. And the minute we remember that, yes, nothing can touch us. Nothing can touch us. We are a consciously sovereign being. There is nothing in this world that can touch you. When you experience that and when you realize that is the true you, you will feel unaffected by anything that's happening outside, and you will be able to live the life. If you just see the life of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in just 44 years, Swamiji is completing his 44 years and entering his 45th year. The amount Swamiji has achieved, how many people Swamiji has touched is unimaginable. It's because Swamiji is just in that space of the conscious sovereignty. And continuously, his life itself is a teaching to all of us. How when we realize our true nature, how things just happen. Nothing is an obstacle. Everything is only a beautiful possibility and a breakthrough. Now, out of the millions of paths, as I had shared before, the easiest, sweetest, and the most beautiful path to enlightenment is connecting with the cosmos as a mother, Devi Parashakti, the cosmic feminine consciousness. She is the one who expresses as Guru all gods, all the manifestations in the universe. She can straightaway deliver enlightenment by connecting through the cosmic umbilical cord. When you connect with Devi Parashakti, she expresses in you, she literally makes you feel you are loved. She literally makes you feel, I am there for you, I am taking care of you. She can straightaway deliver enlightenment by connecting through the cosmic umbilical cord. What are the different ways the Vedagamic tradition gives us to experience the divine cosmic mother? And what are the different ways we can have that feeling, that bhava towards Devi Parashakti? Offerings is not to benefit the divine, but to close our gap with the divine consciousness. When we achieve completion with the divine mother, her infinite powers, her sweet grace starts nourishing all our dimensions through the cosmic umbilical cord. When you feel, let's take an example of somebody whom we can relate with, your own mother. When you want to express your love for the mother, you just got a new job and you want to express your love for the mother, you feel like, okay, let me gift her something. I want to gift her a sari, or I want to gift her a jewelry, or I'll take a flower bouquet and go. Something you will do just to, share your joy and share your, how much she has stood for you through all these years. And today, when you are successful, you want to express that love, express that gratitude. Exactly like that. With Devi Parashakti, you just offer something. It is not that Devi Parashakti is waiting for our offering. No, she is waiting only to shower us and bless us. But an offering is a way for you to experience that connection with her. And when it comes to offering, there is nothing too big or too small one can offer to connect with Divine Mother. It has to be from the space of love of a child looking at the mother and handling her. And who has it to share with her out of the deep love and gratitude. It can be a cup of milk or a flower, or it can be a precious jewel to adorn her smiling face or hair. Vedic rishis have clearly stated the techniques to connect with the sacred feminine consciousness to awaken the same qualities in us. One can connect with Paramashiva through oneness, but with the Divine Cosmic Mother, it is only by worshipping her feet with devotion. You can connect with Devi Parashakti and experiencing awakening of the divine sacred feminine. The Vedic tradition has a separate tradition called the Shakta tradition, where you experience enlightenment just by worshipping Devi Parashakti, and the Supreme Pontiff himself is Shakta, where Swamiji throughout his childhood continuously performed so many pujas and rituals and walked the path of the Shakta, just to let humanity know that it is the most easiest path to experience the ultimate. Now, the mother worship is the most non-violent, most peace-centered, most healing, soothing, sweetest path to enlightenment amongst all traditions on the planet Earth. Worshipping includes contemplating, meditating through the sacred offerings of the mantras and oblations at her feet. It is so easy for us to connect with the mother because each and every one of us have experienced what it is. Whether you grew up with your mother or you grew up with somebody else, but you know what a motherly love is. Human beings innately know that touch, the divine touch of the mother. So it is so easy. That is why it is very easy to connect with the divine as a mother. So mother worship is the most non-violent, most peace-centered. All the traditions which have the mother worship, they will always be contributing traditions, non-violent traditions. And you will see that if the mother worship is not there in a specific tradition, they always are more violence-based in their very lifestyle. But if you say Vedangamic tradition, extremely peace-centered, only focusing on contributing to humanity, and extremely non-violent. It's a very sweet path to enlightenment. And Swamiji always says, you know, when you look at the life of Swamiji, every single thing that Swamiji does is just that's for the humanity to follow. Whatever it is for the humanity to follow, it is for the masses. And Swamiji is leading the way. So why do we worship the divine feminine, right? First of all, first has manifested.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years.
And sorry for the technical glitch. We were sharing with you about why divine feminine. When you connect with Devi, when you connect with the Divine Mother, she beautifully bestows you with all the auspiciousness, that inner space wealth. The wealth in the inner world is what Devi Parashakti blesses us with. And here, actually, you will see a reference from the Hindu scriptures where it talks about the very introduction to Devi Parashakti as the very manifestation, the source of the entire universe, where it says, Aham Rudrebir, I am Rudra, Vasubhihi, I am Vasu. So it talks about Aham Aditya. It's so Aham the sun means I am the Aham means I am the sun, and I am the Mitra, I am the Varuna. So it talks about Devi as the source of everything. The source of the whole manifestation is Devi Parashakti. And she is the source from which all of us came, and she is the source into which all of us are going to merge. So this is a Dhyana Shloka for Devi Parashakti, where you just meditate on her as the source of this entire creation. Here it says, in the Rig Veda, there's a direct reference from the Rig Veda where it says, I walk as the 11 Rudras, I walk as the Vasus, I walk as Vishnu and other Adityas and all the divine forms, assuming the form of the inner self of all gods, hold aloft Mitra and Varuna, even as Indra and Agni I do, and the Ashwin twins too. So I walk as everybody, I manifest to everybody, I am the source of everything. That is Devi Parashakti. There are various dhyana shlokas through which you can just meditate on that form of Devi Parashakti. Here you can see the Supreme Pontiff energizing the deity of Devi Durga. And another verse continuation, it says that Ekadasha Rudras, Maharudras, Ashta Vashus, the Dwadasha Adityas, Vishwa Devatas, all of them are in my retinue. I move around in my various forms with them as my retinue. I protect all of them, including Mitra, Varuna, Indra, Agni, and Ashwini Devatas. There are so various Puranas which talk about the very form of Devi and the various aspects of Devi, the various dimensions, and how Devi manifests in each and every one of their lives. There are so many stories in the Puranas where people have had like direct darshans of Devis and how she has been there for them in every situation. Physically, like how the mother is the most protective. Devi, the cosmic mother, protects us all, and she declares herself as the inner self of all gods, the divine energies. She is all pervading and all permeating. And there are various scriptures where the being just melts in the beauty and the radiance and the grace of Devi Parashakti. If you read the Saundarya Lagari, which was written by Adi Shankaracharya, it just describes the divine beauty of Devi in a way that none of us would have ever imagined. You know, how somebody can describe it in like so vividly. Just in the shloka form, just describing the very form of Devi Parashakti. One of the most beautiful shlokas on Devi, the Saundarya Lahari. And if you see the Lalita Sahasranama, the 1008 names on Devi Parashakti, in various ways, Devi Parashakti, it's very easy to connect with her. And when many of us have that experience, when we look at the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, automatically just that bhava comes within us. He's like my mother. Just that bhava that comes, and the Devi darshans that the Supreme Pontiff gives. Now Swamiji has been blessing us with those Devi darshans. It's like the favorite of, it is one of the favorites in Kailasa, the darshans where maximum number of people come, nobody misses, is that Devi Bhava Samadhi darshan, where the beings just connect with Swamiji as